Well, good evening, everybody. On this beautiful day in late May, maybe? uh, 76, it was 76 today. Wonderful. Um, welcome, everyone. And one of the theme that we're going to be working with today is opposites, which really aren't opposites. It's just a mental construction. So we're going to lay that to rest. And I noticed people before we were going, people doing the Tai Chi twist, which is a great warm up. It's really it includes many of the elements of Tai Chi in it. Now I'm going to ask you to just so that we can remain flexible. Let's do it opposite. So the normal way is to shift the weight and turn to that way, and then shift the weight and turn to that way, and then the hands go with it. So this will take a little bit just the beginning. But as the hands go to the right, we're going to shift the weight to the left. And as the hands go to the left, we're going to shift the weight to the right. So just try that. You're going to be sinking down on the weighted foot and maybe turning the unweighted foot on the heel a little bit. So this is very much a Tai Chi movement too. So we're sinking down onto the weighted foot. Okay, and this can feel real natural pretty quickly. So sort of in Tai Chi or in martial arts, the first way to do it is gathering power for a strike. And this second way to do it, where we're sitting back, is we're turning and we're avoiding a strike. So we're getting out of the way and sinking and rooting ourselves. And so this is the balance, sort of the other side of the coin of the Tai Chi twist. This is kind of, I don't know the name of this. It's kind of the Tai Chi sort of sit. You sort of sit down, and then the kick or the strike just goes by you. Okay? So maybe you get a sense of this. This is a workout for the thighs. Okay? Okay, let's segue into stillness. And now let's go back to the original one where you. So this is this is a wind up and sort of a strike. So you wind up and then you send it out. You coil up the energy and then you release it. So if this was martial arts, so this would be a punch. You know, winding up and throwing the energy out. Okay, so we're sinking down, and that coils up the energy, and then as we rise up and uncoil, then that sends it out on both sides. Okay, so this is sort of the yang energy. This is the active or aggressive. Okay, and let's let that stop. And now let's do the other one again. So just so we're sitting down, and in this one, instead of our energy being projected out, our energy is going down. It's rooting into the ground. So this is stable, being very stable. And it's a good thing to do when you're doing a warm up. Do both of them, because this has a very different quality. It's like in breath and out breath. The out breath is projecting out. The in breath is storing in. So this would be like the in breath, where we're sinking down. Okay, very good. So we'll be exploring sort of the co-arising of the opposites through this next 45 minutes or so. And now with standing, at the beginning, we're focusing on the out breath. And as it goes down, sort of from the top down, it's letting go. So you may notice with this long out breath, you may notice the shoulders let go. Maybe the belly relaxes. The knees maybe flex just a tiny bit. And so if you like, you can imagine that this is kind of like a waterfall, that on the out breath, there's this coming down and sort of brushing the body down. There's actually a name of that. It's a meditation practice. It's called the honey of heaven. And you sort of visualize yourself being showered with this sweetness, this light, this from above that's relaxing the whole body as it goes down. So what gives the posture its power is the mental presence. We're standing in this posture, and that's half of it. And then the rest of it is we're focusing the attention on the breath, on the out breath, and this downward attraction. One way to think of this is as if the body, every cell in the body is like a little magnet. And we're aligning the magnets with the out breath. So there's this attraction down to the earth. Okay, and now introducing the yin and yang concept here. When you feel this, and we're going to introduce the opposite at the same time. So as you're focusing on this downward, this honey from heaven, this downward movement down into the earth, there's going to be the in-breath. And the in-breath rises us up. So with the in-breath, we sort of tuck the chin and straighten up a little bit as if we're being gently pulled from above. It's in-breath. And the out-breath now brings us down. But that uprightness remains. It's not like we're bouncing up and down. So at the same time that we're going down, there's this posture, this verticality, and this uplift. And now let's experiment with the eyes. So the out breath, we're going to focus on the senses of going down, but let the eyes look up. So the feeling awareness goes down, but the mind awareness goes up at the same time. The eyes are like sort of like training wheels. I mean, they'll really move the attention, and you may just let go of that, let the eyes be neutral, and just have the mind attention go up when the sensation goes down. And then it flips, it reverses. So with the in-breath, we're feeling upwards, this uplift, this inspiration, and the eyes can look down. So you can flip the eyes with each breath. You can let them be neutral. And now, eventually, this is a truth of the universe. When we're really aware of both yin and yang at the same time, then we step back into a bigger awareness. So we're holding up and down at the same time. And then there's this awareness of up and down, in and out, rising and falling. There's an awareness of all this. And you can visualize the awareness as light, if you like, or heat, or warmth. And let's merge with that. It's like a field around the body. And then we're one with all of it, with the in-breath, the out-breath, the going up, the going down, the feeling, the intention's all there. And our point of view, we're just resting in this presence. So what the Zen people would say is just standing. Standing here in the presence of all of these things happening. But we're not taken away by any of them. We're aware of them all. And resting in this awareness. Feel free to move the eyes if you like. Focus on anything we've focused on. It's all fine, because it's all here. It's all part of this presence. Just standing. Okay, very good. Let's take a few more breaths. And the last move is to smile a little bit, because where there's presence, this smile tends to just kind of show up. It's kind of a sign that presence is here. Okay, and then check in. How does the body feel? Okay, just take a few more breaths. And as we're going to the next, you might want to move just a little bit, because you can get a little stiff just standing. Okay, so the teaching that we all just embodied is that when there's this, there's that. When there's this, there's that. When there's left, there's right. When there's up, there's down. When there's day, there's night. All of the opposites, which is what makes this reality buzz, all the opposites, when we're aware of one, we need to be aware of the other. Then when we're aware of both, we watch for the activation of presence, because that's the transcendent state in which all of this activity, the coming and going, the birth and death, the in-breath, the out-breath, all of this activity takes place in presence. And presence is timeless and non-local. There's no place. So it's good to understand these things, but we just did it, and we just experienced it. So, and the feeling there is really good, right? And we know if we're too far over here, we don't feel so good. You know, if we're too far over here, doesn't feel quite right. So then we just bring in the other one, so they're both there. We see they're both there. Then we know we can open, right? That's the practice. So, okay, all right. Well, let's go ahead and loosen up the body a little. Let's start with the head and neck. So these movements, these stretches and so on, are taught in stillness. See, so the body is still, except the part that we're moving. So this moving is happening in the context of being rooted, grounded, and being still. So that's why we stand in this way when we do this. Okay? And if you feel any tightness in the shoulders and neck, just you can actually put your hand on your head if you like and give it a little bit more pressure if there's something tight. And after a few seconds, whatever's tight will let go. Okay, so head and shoulders. Okay, now shoulders. And this is usually taught by doing both at once, and that's fine. You can also alternate. Either way works fine. If you do them both at once, you can sort of practice opening the chest and opening the back. That's part of that. And if you do them alternate, it involves the whole, more of the body, the spine. So both are good. Okay, and now let's open the chest. And so with this one, maybe you want to sort of sit down. You can't see my lower legs, but as if you're sitting on a stool. Oh, actually, I should put this on. Sorry, I should put this on the other view. There. Okay. So you sort of sink down a little bit and widen the stance. And so as we come in, then we go down and then open. In breath. So this is opening the heart, opening the chest, opening the lungs. And we're actually here, we're doing the dance of yin and yang, of opposites. We're expressing the in-breath, and we're expressing the out-breath with the body. We're really exaggerating it. So by doing this, we become one with this movement of yin and yang. We're not just breathing, we're actually swimming with it. Very organic, this is filling up, and then when they compress the belly, it expels the air. The eyes would be open, and then the eyes are nearly closed when you're collapsed. And the Taoists call this waking up, going to sleep. So again, we're one with these opposites of wakefulness, openness, and then closing in, being asleep. Okay, so that's the first phase. So the next one, we're going to do this counterintuitively. Now, instead of the in-breath when the arms are apart, that's going to be an out-breath. In-breath when you fold in. Now this makes perfect sense too, because when you fold in, you're compressing. When you open up, you're expelling. And now you've seen the opposites can go either way. And now let's just segue into presence. So this is the awareness gets bigger than the body, and the body is just moving in this field all by itself. It's sort of swimming in this bubble of warm water. Let the breath go. Let the movements go. And maybe the smile will appear. This body is just breathing. It's just moving. It's just standing. We're not even trying. It's as if the arms are uplifted by currents in water. We're floating in a warm sea. We're moving like seaweed moving with the current. This may naturally tend to slow down. Not even trying, not doing anything. The whole body opens with the in-breath and then lets go with the out-breath. Let's do a couple more. Just let them become more subtle. Relax the body. And as the movements settle down, the breath settles down. Just sense this presence, this consciousness that's bigger than the body. Okay, very good. Let's just for a moment just return to standing. And adjust the posture a little if you need to. Is there a sense of both in and out at the same time? With the in-breath, something radiates out. With the out-breath, something moves in. And then there's just this stillness. Okay, and just notice the body, sensations in the body. Just standing. Okay, very good. Go ahead and break your stance. Okay, that's moving down to the hips now. So let's go ahead and rock the pelvis, working the lower back a little bit. And maybe circling the pelvis a little to keep it flexible. Okay. And now we want to, we're going to go into the balancing, so we want to just sort of replant that line that goes from the center of the earth through the center of the body out. Just come into an awareness of that. And feel the heaviness, the pressure on the feet. Okay. And then with the out breath, what would it feel like to grow roots into the ground? I mean, really, what would it feel like? This is extended sensory perception. So we're extending with our mind, we're extending our sense of touch down through the bottoms of the feet and into the earth. What would that feel like? And then with the out breath, we go down even farther and the roots expand. They grow. Okay, very good. And then moving the attention up that line in the body and out the top of the head and extend the sense. What would it be like to extend way, way, way up? Like a tree, extend up and branch out. And you can go up as far as you want to. What would it feel like to touch the air, the sky, clouds, to extend the awareness out So that's the extended awareness above, and then dropping down, extended awareness down below. Okay. Now, when we're doing Qigong postures and movements, we're generally on both feet. And this is the most stable, rooted position to be in. But then when we're moving in the world, we're not on 2 feet, we're on 1 foot. So now we're going to, let's bend the left knee and sink down, shift the weight gradually over the left. Now, the roots from the left foot brighten up, and the right foot, they fade away. So lifting the heel, if you want to, lifting the right foot. Have your hands up if you want. Steady yourself by sinking down. And that line is over the foot. And then touch that foot. Okay, and now we're shifting, and now the awareness goes down to the other foot, down into the ground. You don't have to visualize these roots, you just feel it. Just feel, oh, okay, this is solid. I can feel the ground. This is solid. Oh, and then you can make this a dance, if you like. There are a lot of different things you can do with your arms. This is golden pheasant, stands on 1 foot. These are Tai Chi movements, but it doesn't really matter. It makes it a little more fun to use the body. Now just invent your movements. The main thing is to be comfortable on that 1 foot. Okay. Okay, well, let's make that a little more fun. So crane walks the riverbank. So we're going to sink down on the left, and we're going to lift the right leg and the left hand. So, and then touch again, and then shift. So this is a walking sort of movement. And this is a little more balanced. This is more like actually walking or running. A crane walks the riverbank, and you can actually walk and do this. This is kind of a form of walking meditation. And in the Zen practice, in the Zen tradition, so we'll do walking meditation, and we'll do the walking crane, but much more subtly. So if you want to try that, so you lift the leg the same, but the hands just barely move. Very balanced. And let's just keep reducing the movements. And this is just walking, but we're using the hands. And then as it keeps reducing, it'll just eventually come right to center. Just notice the body, notice the mind, and notice a sense of presence. All this is unfolding, left, right. Wherever there are opposites, they're unfolding in the context of awareness or presence. The presence is all around, especially behind. And this presence totally supports us. Since before we were born, this presence supports us. Okay, very good. Okay, break your stance. Let's go into the two versions of cloud hands now. So as we're standing, we bring that vertical column or line. So dip the knees and hands come up. So a lot of these hand movements, there's this vertical line here, and the hands are on that line. So whichever hand is on top, we're going to move that way. So this is like the Tai Chi's twist. We're going to turn that way, switch the hands, one palm up, the other down, and then shift the way we turn, switch. You might want to widen your stance. Do this with the breath. And we'll sense the palms. You can feel the palms of the hands. And if you want to, extend the awareness upward from the upper palm, downward from the lower palm. The upper palm is holding the clouds. The lower palm is holding the earth. The upper palm is holding the sky. The lower palm is holding the rocks. And this mixing is going on. Let go of everything and just let the body move. It's moving like the wind. It's moving like water. Moving with the breath. Not doing anything. Okay, let's reduce. When you come to the center, just dip the knees and flip the hands. And now the connection is between the palms. This is the same as this vertical line. It's the same thing, connecting the palms. It's all in this big sort of column. And you might sense that with the palms. And then whatever hand is on top, we're going to move that way. And we're going to switch. The upper is the middle dantian, the heart, the chest. Lower is the lower dantian, the abdomen. And this is moving the energy from the belly to the chest and the chest to the belly. Circulating this within the body, just like the heart circulates the blood. And let all of it go. And just move with the current. Move with the current of the wind, the sea. All right, let's reduce the movements. And then end with the palms facing. And maybe with the breath you can move the palms apart a little. My teacher Trisha Yu calls this sensing the chi. You can expand the hands as long as you feel that connection. Just feel it. Okay. And come into stillness. Touch into this presence, this space around the body. Okay, one, dip the knees again. And we're going to flip the hands toward the body. Place them on the body or in front. Okay, let's return to standing. Okay. Just notice. And let the noticer dissolve into presence. Just the space around the body. Okay, very good. Let's go ahead and break your stance and move around a little bit. Okay, let's pull up our stool or cushion. And the body's been moving, it's been still. So as we settle into this, the body into this new position, maybe just wiggle it around a little bit, let it relax. And the breath will calm down. The heart rate will calm down. And can you feel the heat? Let's reestablish the the rootedness, the vertical axis. Just push the belly out just a tiny bit. Draw the shoulders back just a tiny bit. Drop the chin. Tongue is touching the roof of the mouth. Can you sense the movement of the belly with the breath? Can you sense the movement of the chest with the breath? Can you extend that sense to behind the belly, that is the back, and then behind the chest? So the whole belly is expanding, contracting. The whole chest expanding and contracting. The whole torso expanding and relaxing. Can you notice the heart beating or the pulses in the wrists or hands or face or somewhere? Now, can you sense the tingling aliveness of this body? Maybe feel it in the feet, the hands, face. The whole body is tingling with energy. Yeah, the energy is constant. And now focusing on the mind, which is a space. It's the same tingling quality in the mind. This is the space between thoughts, or the space in which thoughts appear. And the tingling, kind of effervescent, luminous quality of the mind is the same as the tactile tingling of the body. Okay, and with the out breath, let's extend the tingling, the points of light out beyond the body. The in breath, the body brightens. The out breath, it gets diffuse. And concentrated, expanded. Let's let go of concentrated and expanded so that there is just this spaciousness, this field, this aliveness in which everything is coming and going. The tingling, the heartbeat, the breath. Just sitting. And if thoughts begin to appear, if you like, you can move just a tiny bit. This presence is in the form of this sitting body. There may be a little smile. And then as you're ready, you can begin to move just very subtly, bringing more attention into the physical body. Any way you feel like moving is good. Okay. And then just kind of slowly move the hands. Okay. Very good. Now let's go ahead and do our closing. So we'll clap together one time. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Massage the eye sockets. And comb back the hair. Tug on the ears. And making little fists. Tap the kidneys. And massage the kidneys. Okay, well, thank you for your practice. And now if you would like to quietly exit the Zoom, that would be fine. And if you choose to stay for questions and comments, then I'm going to turn off the recording.